Good morning, my pretties. This is Princess Aries, and this is Baby Moppy with me. Baby Moppy, say hi. So, today we're going to be talking about transsexuals. Are they gay or are they straight? Here you go, Moppy. So, the bottom line is, are they gay or are they straight? First of all, it's a catch-22. You see, let's just go down in the logical sense. The logical sense says that a trans person, if they change sex and go from male to female, and like guys, they would be technically straight by the gays or the lesbians of the GLBT. Now, you take that same person who likes women, technically be straight, even though straight as in the chromosomes, you know. Man becomes woman, his chromosomes are still a man. Therefore, when you have intercourse, if you like to be with women, it's heterosexual by most ways. Now, a lesbian thinks, if I sleep with a post-operative transgendered person, you get heterosexual sex, even if it's been changed over, because in their mindset, they're still having sex with a man. Now, here's the kicker. If a man becomes a woman, and the man, not the woman, the man found out, then he didn't know, he basically think the transgender person is homosexual. Now, by a lot of people, including 2 people I know, they say if you invert something that was a penis, make it into a vagina, you have sex with said inverted penis with a extended penis, you're still having sex with as a man with a man. Therefore, it's gay sex. Now, if a woman, like some out there, like girls, and man becomes a woman, in some of the women's eyes, it's lesbian or gay sex still. So, one versus the other, it's the same. Now, when a woman becomes a man and dates women, some say it's heterosexual. Others say it's still lesbian sex because it's 2 women. Because a woman cannot genetically be a male in the chromosome. Now, if a man was a woman or was born a woman, and like men, it would be gay. However, to some of the gay guys, or not gay guys, but guys in general, they found out the gay guys found out that they were having intercourse with a post-operative trans men. You get them thinking that they were trying to convert it into heterosexual. Therefore, it's basically a catch-22. The bottom line, in my opinion, is, besides 2 people that can answer and speak this better than I in the video, basically, in my opinion, we're all people. It doesn't matter, what gender you are, what sexual orientation you are. I had to explain that to my primary care physician, and my primary care physician basically said, well, I'll go through it if you like women. sexual orientation and gender identity is two different stories. So,
and I'll have my own little
but
thought
the
here.
microphone's there.
So you can repeat. The thing is that I wanted to say was I don't like it when, and I've only noticed this amongst the male to females and not the female to males. The male to females will look at a straight guy, and if they won't date them, they call the guy transphobic. And if they're looking at a lesbian woman and the lesbian woman won't date them, they call them transphobic. And if a straight woman won't get in a relationship with them, again, they call them transphobic. But I don't hear the female to males doing this. It's only the male to females that seem to be saying, you're transphobic if you won't date me. And I don't like that behavior. And it goes along with this whole talk you're doing.
Well, exactly. So if you understand Aaron's point of view, he said it's based the male to females, or if they want to date a woman and the woman, a genetic woman, denies it, it's transphobia. Now the straight man denies the male to female. The transsexual male to female turns around and says it's transphobia. And he says he doesn't see it much in the female to males. So
the male to females love throwing around the transphobic because you won't date me card.
However, Aaron's prepping dinner. He forgot to mention the other key of this discussion of this chat is a lot of men want genetic women and they won't date a trans woman. Now, if they do, they must be a loser or the weaker sex or something. But a lot of the straight guys out there does not want to accept a trans woman as a genetic woman, or they're also afraid that their macho-ness is going to be transformed.
Most of the men who are willing to date a male to female trans woman is more likely either A, desperate because they haven't gotten anything else in their entire life, they're always turned down by people, or B, it's a fetish. So you're talking about guys who are either undesirable or believe themselves to be undesirable, desperate men, and fetishes. So, you know, there's just not a lot of them out there. And you can't just call a straight guy transphobic. I actually saw one person that says that they intimidate men, and that a man needs to just stand up and be a man for them. Well, I'm sorry, you can't just go and start demanding men to date you, and then get all pissy when they don't want to.
Exactly like Aaron said. So, the bottom line is, and I'd like Aaron's input for 1 second, and I'm turning this off as well. But here's the final verdict. Is male to females or female to male transsexuals gay or lesbian?
You know, it doesn't really matter. The fact is, it's just theoretical. And what she's trying to say is, you got, Jesus, a dirty shirt. Had it for years anyways. But anyways, what she's trying to say is, theoretically, if you classify it based on birth gender, if you're with the same gender as your birth gender, then based on who you were born gender-wise, you're essentially being gay. And if you're going off your assumed gender, and your assumed gender is dating the same gender as your assumed gender, although some people might call that straight, it's still outward appearance is gay. So, now, is there a problem with being gay? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no problem with that. I'm pro. So, in fact, a lot of people assume that I am, and I'm not. But, anyways, the whole thing is just a theoretical. Rita's basically doing a weigh in your thoughts here. What do you think? Is it based on your assumed gender or your birth gender or both? And if it's both, it's a catch-22. You are, no matter what. However, the gay community, the GLB community, will say that trans people are not GLB because they're straight. unless they go with the sex that they've become. So, based on the assumed sex. And so the GLB group usually does not want to accept the trans people into their group. I've read a lot of arguments about that too. It's just a curiosity, but you know, if you still just can't make somebody love you. Nobody can make anybody else love each other. And finding true love is very difficult for a lot of people. Some people are lucky. Some people are special. They find something.
So, with that said, everyone, I ask you to weigh in on this topic and look for future videos on future topics in a later date. Thank you. And may God bless us all.